But let's move on to the penultimate game of the Thursday's slate between Samford and Kansas, 9:55 Eastern on TBS. This game will be played in Salt Lake City, Utah. Altitude, depth, huge depth advantage for Samford, one of the deepest teams in the country, like 12 deep. Could that matter against the Kansas team that doesn't have a lot of depth and has injury questions? Kevin McCullough, how healthy is he going to be? Hunter Dickinson, how healthy is he going to be? At full strength, I would 100% bet Kansas here because at Samford, they play bucky ball, fast pace. They press you, want to turn you over, extended zone pressure with press. You don't want to zone Kansas. Kansas's press offensive numbers are bad this year, which is interesting, but they have a lot of ball handlers. Samford doesn't have anyone to stop Dickinson. They lost by 50 to Purdue earlier in the season, and they allow as many transition opportunities as any team in the country. Kansas is a transition juggernaut. So I think fast-paced game in the transition battle, that spells disaster for Samford, but the injury uncertainty, the depth questions, and altitude, certainly a lot of uncertainty here if you were looking to pick an underdog with the Samford Bulldogs. Calabrese, you are headed in that direction. You like Samford?
Yeah, I'm doing it. They play fast. You mentioned it. They force turnovers. They're risk takers on defense. I understand that because of the talent differential that they need to do that to a certain degree. But also, I think in terms of the draw, they play a lot of zone. I'm not necessarily sure because of the health injuries. If McCullough's not 100%, does Kansas outside of Furphy have the knockdown shooters? We talked about this early in the season. Where are the shooters to be able to take advantage of that? I think this is a pretty good draw for Samford. And listen, defensively on the inside, if Dickinson does try to go, Core is a pivotal man in the middle for the Bulldogs. He's super long and athletic on the defensive end, and he works really well with Rylan Jones in ball screen situations. He's super efficient when he does shoot the ball. So it's rare for a mid-major truly to have a big who's as talented and versatile as he is. And from our own Brandon Anderson here at the Action Network, in the last 2 decades, Kansas under Self, he's been upset by the 5, the 6, the 7, the 8, the 9, the 10, 11, 13, and 14 seeds, including 6 upset losses on opening weekend. So this would not be a first for him. He's clearly a great coach. He's, won multiple national championships. He has proven it when he needs to get his teams turned around to a certain degree. But this is the transfer portal era. There's just something weird going on with this team. Like for the first time, they not only did they not win, but they weren't even in it down the stretch of the Big 12 race. Then they get into the tournament. They're ended up sitting guys. So they just roll over for Cincinnati. I'm not convinced they're just going to flip a switch and we're going to see that team from the beginning of the year that had so many quality top 10 wins that looked so great. They beat UConn. I think that team is far gone in the rearview mirror. So I'm going to take a Samford team that, yeah, they need a lot of things to go right, but they have 8 of their top 12 rotational guys all shoot at least 38% from 3. To me, that profiles as a giant killer with the way that they play. And I think because of their depth, it's going to make a difference in terms of, the overall exhaustion level for a team like Kansas, who's a little bit more shallow on their bench. I like Samford here to win outright.